Vacuum blade!
Get ready!
Oh, now you're talking!
Will this help?
Dragon!
Where are you going?
Vacuum blade! There!
Ready to go! Healing arm!
Stay away from my friend!
I'll bring...
Here and now!
How does Squalus do?
Shattering the
Here I come!
Photon flash! Come on.
Vacuum blade!
Inspiration!
Vacuum
Denied!
Talon Hurricane! Now I'm in the groove!
Eat dirt!
Damn it! Ready to go!
Swallow this!
Win! Stunner!
Let me help!
What's this?
First aid!
Talon Sword!
Searing Tempest! And then Radiant Here's a healing arc!
Inspiration!
First aid!
There!
Lightning!
Feel like me.
Vacuum blade!
Do it!
Law! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Will this help? Healing circle!
There you go. I feel like it's shattering.
Here come more.
You'll just have to keep fighting.
That's freaking done.
Astral Art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Radiant sword! More with that
Vacuum blade!
Mega ray!
Do it! Law! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! My turn! Stardust!
Dragon
Heal!
Tail!
Healing circle! What would I do?
Take this!
I owe you, Xion. Healing is what my art is best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction. Will this help? Here, let me help.
My turn!
I'll heal you all.
Eat this! Rip and tear!
Healing
Back
circle!
this one's all mine! Okay, here I go!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I
You picked the
both.
wrong fight!
Don't mind if I do.
Stardust!
Mega ray!
Here I come!
Did you hear it now?
Photon
Do it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Take this!
Radiant
There!
here! I'm out of ammo! Where are you going? Now!
There!
Take this!
Reinforcements incoming! Not a problem!
Carp, now I'm in the groove!
Vacuum blade! There! Burn! Vacuum blade!
Where are you going? Now! Astral energy!
Say no more! Shot!
Well done!
Stardust!
Here's a healing arc!
Dragon Shout!
Okay, here I go!
Far enough!
Stardust! No further!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Now! Here I come!
Radiant
Hurricane!
Burn in hell!
Will this help?
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Great!
Shattering attack time!
Healing astral energy!
Vacuum blade!
Eagle, come on a roll now!
This one's mine! Lightning! Here's a healing arc!
I'm ready!
First aid! Fresh!
Amazing! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Lightning!
I'll finish you here and
Astral
now!
energy!
I'll
Searing
smash
flame!
you!
Magic is
Vacuum
out!
blade!
Resurrection! Blast! Feel!
Let's tear 'em up!
Annihilate you! I never miss!
Talon Hurricane!
Vacuum blade!
Eagle Side!
Here's a healing arc!
Ignite!
First aid! There you go! Don't let up!
Vacuum blade!
Into the shadows! Dance in the wind! Mega ray!
I'll smash you! I'm on a roll now!
Vacuum blade! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
I can feel the medicine working. Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat, not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe. Will this help?
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alfred!
Watch and learn! That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Hey, is that it over there?
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renin. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renin homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die.
But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
but that's too much. It's way too much. When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Open.
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this? It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else too.
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, that?
Compared to what Shion's Still. Even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know?
Yeah.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her.
I just want for Shion what we all have. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of...
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't... I have my own dreams. But a world without her?
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from...
The end of the world.
I believe Shion is...
As a friend, yes. I want to believe her. Everything that's happened... Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands.
So where do her...
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all.
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of death.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That they're... But why would they want to just...
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. It's gold.
You know, I've noticed since we've...
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, especially when that deception...
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say?
Right.
Did you know?
You mean about...
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, it's like a completely different world with...
You and me both. I mean, I knew some...
You? But you're...
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all.
At least you figured it out.
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle.
I know. No.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think...
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've...
I guess he couldn't say anything.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us will need all our strength. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point. But I...
Yeah. can't sleep?
After everything
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. I just figured that, but it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time.
I'm sure it made her...
You...
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as... You were a good friend to her before...
Yeah. When you think about it, but over time, we've all found ways to let each other in. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to...
Rinwell. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadime, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renins. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized... I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renins, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you, until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
It's finished. Hopefully the others like it.
I'll see you again tomorrow.
Come on, Rinwell! Up and at 'em!
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Well, guess I'm off to bed.
I couldn't eat it. Anymore if I tried.
That is true happiness.